what are we doing to help the climate? And of course, a big part of what we do in farming is, we put inputs into a system to gain the outputs from it. And some of the key inputs into our system, Colin, are chemicals and fertilizers. So can you just explain, give me an example of where we're reducing our reliance on chemicals and fertilizers?
Okay, so if we have a look at the orchard itself, we can see there's lots of sort of weedy sort of growth underneath the trees. We don't generally tend to apply herbicides if possible, so what we tend to try and do is to allow kind of Mother Nature to actively grow under the trees. This of course keeps the ground covered, so we're not exposing the soil, we're not losing any kind of moisture through evapotranspiration. We're kind of allowing Mother Nature to become even more biodiverse, and that kind of supports chemical reduction through spraying on the trees itself. So we're kind of introducing and sustaining more some beneficial creatures and insects. And throughout the season, if we need to monitor any pests in the orchards, we'll hang some of these pheromone traps in the trees. Inside the trap there will be a sticky base and a artificial chemical lure to attract the male species of any target pests that we're trying to identify, and that will then tell us exactly when and how often we will need to spray. Another factor we employ is a nice open structure of the trees within the orchards that allows lots of sunlight and air through the trees. This can help us to combat any sort of diseases like mildew, canker. Just allows lots of nice airflow through the canopy, and of course airflow is very important in keeping sort of disease at bay effectively. So yeah, that's kind of some of the things that we're.
That's great. That's great, Colin. Another important factor in fruit production, fresh produce production, is food waste. And the statistic that always grabs my attention is if food waste were a country, it'd be the third biggest country in terms of greenhouse gas emissions after China and the United States. So we can all play a part in reducing food waste. Certainly in our orchards here, we reduce food waste by making sure that the apples that don't make the grade for the stores, for the packs, for the pre-packs and for loose sales, we harvest those, and that's essentially what we make our juice and our cider from, those apples that don't make the grade for dessert, for cooking or for eating quality.